Hello, y'all. Hello. This is the Anything Show. We are back. We know it's been a little while, but we are back. And I am here with Mez.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, it's early morning, y'all. It's like 7:30 in the morning, something like that. So yeah, we are here with coffee in hand,
hmm
and we are here to talk about anything. But we do have something in particular we'd like to speak about, especially when it comes to current events and how it's affecting so many people.
Yeah.
So, we want to talk about the
Yeah.
current state of events as far as employment in this country
Oh yeah.
and how many people are being affected by it, and, our own thoughts on what people can do as far as being able to support themselves and not put so much into these companies that can so easily let people go.
Yeah.
So, people are having a hard time out there.
hmm Yeah. I don't really have any experience with it, but I'm sure it's a tough thing when you get laid off from a job that you've been at for decades. And especially if you have a wife and kids to take care of at the same time. So it kind of just leaves you stranded, and it doesn't seem like there's many options at the time, but there's always an option. And it just goes a lot deeper than just finding another job. You're gonna have to learn a lot in a short amount of time because your livelihood pretty much depends on it. Um, and I think that it's not for no reason that TikTok came back right now of all times.
Yeah.
So that's a good tool to use in the meantime. That's like a launch pad
Mm-hmm.
to get yourself off the ground.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. I do agree. I do agree. As easy as it is for these companies to just let people go, or people are losing government jobs also, it seems like this is the time. This is 2025. And I know since, when the big COVID started, and I'm spelling that out because, with this place's algorithm, you really have to pay attention to what you say. And we would like this video to stay up, y'all.
That would be
But
nice.
when the big C came out and people were getting their, what is it, like PPP loans and all of that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, PPP loan fraud.
Right. Well, they had fraud, but then there were some
Yeah,
people that was using it wisely.
there were.
They were
Yeah,
using it to start businesses and to be entrepreneurs, and some people were using it to perhaps, well, I don't know if you can go back to school with it, but they were using it for businesses.
yeah,
Um, and they were getting away from the corporate world. That was the wisest decision for people to make. And I understand that it's easier for people that were probably single. It's hard to be a parent and have that money in your hand and try to start a business, or,
yeah.
try to do your own thing. But this might just be the time of going into being entrepreneurs.
hmm
I don't know if I so much still believe in the whole working for a company for 30, 40 years and perhaps being laid off
Yeah,
or being let go a year before you retire. I don't know. And I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm a woman of a certain age. At this time, I would probably tell these young folks, work for these companies for 2 to 3 years, the most 5 years, get all the information you can, learn all you can, and then start to branch out and eventually do your own thing.
yeah,
Put money to the side for your retirement. You don't need to depend on these people's 401ks. They have Roth IRAs. I don't know what they have in other countries if you're a digital nomad, but put your own coins to the side the younger you are for your retirement. It is not unheard of to put money to the side and be able to retire as a millionaire.
yeah. That's true. And
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on the financial part of everything. I'm more of like I try to be a strategist when it comes to everything besides money. That way you can just maximize what you have.
Mhm.
And when you don't have anything going on and you have to fend for yourself, you kind of have to be a one man show and learn all the aspects of business.
Yep.
in as short of a time as you can.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And are you talking about as far as learn a business, like when you're working for that corporate place for 2 to 3 years, maybe?
no, I mean, when you're already done with that, like when you're thinking about doing your own thing, there's a lot you have to learn in business. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you have to keep track of your finances and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes a lot further than just that. You have to not only just make yourself known on the internet, you have to study some like psychology,
Mm-hmm.
what people are gravitating towards. You have to make sure whatever you're putting out of yourself is consistent over time and how you want to be perceived so that you're
Mm-hmm.
not all over the place doing all kinds of things.
Oh, okay.
You have to learn what people are attracted to.
Right.
And
Target audience.
yeah,
Yeah.
and your target audience, make sure everything is consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much one of the ways you can guarantee getting people to be interested in what you're doing.
That's true.
So,
That's true. You do have to do all of that. That's what goes into having your own business, your own company. You have to know about your marketing, your target audience. You have to have a good reputation, like you were talking about your reputation. You have
yeah,
to have a good reputation of being trustworthy if you expect people to invest in your business by patronizing your business. I
yeah,
mean, the people that you are marketing to, those people are what are essentially keeping your business going and
yeah.
thriving. You know,
Hmm.
you're you know, hopefully it can get to the point where you can hire people to work with you, and then you have to be very trustworthy of these people, but you yourself have to be trustworthy and know how to work around and run a business.
Yeah.
And if you're the kind of business that's a one man show,
Hmm.
like they have people that are webmasters and they might be running, I don't know, like I said, I'm not all, I don't know about all this technology, and but if you're running 5 websites on your own and you
Yeah.
can do that and be a one man show, that's cool. Just do that.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
all you need. Live comfortably. Travel. Like we were talking about being a digital nomad,
Yeah.
in the previous recording we talked about how we were in Thailand and Ubud and all of that. And if you want to be a digital nomad, you want to travel, you don't want to sit at a computer for 8 hours in a cubicle, this is the time.
Hmm.
People are really just tired.
Yeah. I will also say that if you're in a position where you have to make something happen, don't fall into the pressure of getting on TikTok and doing what everyone else does
Mhm.
because you're most likely not going to be seen at all.
Yeah.
You have to kind of do what comes to your mind over time, be somewhat creative, and just trust your own judgment. Don't trust the judgment of what TikTok is going to pay you if you
Right.
post 7 videos a day. It's all nonsense.
Right.
So,
Cuz you have your reputation.
yeah, you have your
That's part of your
reputation.
reputation, yeah.
I think that's more just your image
Yeah.
as well. Like you
Mhm.
can't if you're going on TikTok and talking about random stuff all day,
Mhm.
it's less likely that you're going to be doing what you actually want to do over time. People are just going to be tuning in to hear what random stuff you have to say.
Right. Cuz if you try
So,
to fine tune it from there, they're going to lose interest.
yeah, they're going to lose
They're going to
interest.
be like, "Oh, it's not just random nonsense. That's all
Yeah.
I want to hear." And then your audience will get smaller because people have very short attention spans.
Yeah.
So if you can just talk about nonsense or gossip, people will tune in, but after a while you yourself might get tired of that.
Yeah.
Um those people, they start off when they're 18, and next thing you know 5 years go by and they're like, "Man, I'm 23. I don't want to talk about this anymore."
Yeah,
You might as
exactly.
well just start a whole brand new channel and delete that other one cuz people are not going to want to hear stuff unless it's just nonsense.
Yeah, everyone's interested in gossip. And
Yeah.
also, some of the best marketing agencies and people will always tell you that if everyone is your target audience, then you're not gonna your your target audience is pretty much nobody.
Oh, wow.
So you have to have a specific target in mind whenever
Yeah.
you do anything, even if it's slow in the beginning. You just have to stick with it
Mhm.
if you enjoy it.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
hopefully sometime here in the future, even the young people will get away from the gossip and nonsense and want to talk about something a little bit more edifying where you can learn from it.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
I've seen a trend where seem to be getting a little bit more creative, but they're
Mm.
getting more creative in the same ways. So it's still that no one's really tuning in.
Oh, what do you mean the same ways?
Like I see a lot of TikTok clothing brands
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff, and everyone trying to sell their thing on TikTok Shop, and it's
Hmm.
not really working because there's so many people doing it that
Oh,
there's like,
it's saturated.
yeah, it's too
That's the word
saturated.
I was trying to think of earlier, when we were talking, not during this time, but just before we got on. I was trying to think of that word, saturated. That's true.
Yeah,
When I go on TikTok, so many people, and it's always like I notice it's a trend. Once you see a few people selling it, I don't know if it's because it comes up on the For You page, and once you've watched 3 videos, they all start popping up.
yeah,
But everybody, if they're selling underwear, everybody's selling underwear.
yep, pretty
And
much.
then if everybody's selling these little chocolate bars they keep showing, that I'm guilty of purchasing one, they will start, and they get you too.
I know you did that.
I sure did.
Mm,
It was good too.
mm.
But um everybody is selling them.
Yeah,
Everybody is selling them. So, yeah. But at the same time, you have some people that are doing pretty good.
you
And
do,
it's kind
yeah.
of nice to still see some of those people being having their own businesses on TikTok.
Hmm.
So,
I like seeing beginners get
mhm.
popular and go over time, and then they start to refine what they do.
Yeah.
But it's just hard when you see everyone doing that same thing
Mhm.
and then just pretty much hoping that they'll make it.
Right.
When I mean, there's a method to everything,
Mhm.
but if you're gonna do something that everyone else is doing, you could at least do a lot more research than everyone else.
Right.
Because a lot of the time, people that are selling things or making things are just doing it because it looks good and
Mhm.
not trying to get any sort of technique down.
Right.
So
That's true. That's true. You have to be creative. You have to stand out from the crowd. You have to be different.
yeah, and don't
Um
try to be different. Just do what you do.
Right. Yeah, you know what? That's true. If you try to be too different, it'll be noticeable. Like this person is just doing too much.
Yeah.
But instead of just doing what everybody's doing, do what it is that you want to do.
Hmm.
And don't let anybody discourage you and try to put in their word. And you're like, you see the vision, but they don't. Just go ahead and do what it is that you really feel in your heart, because eventually it'll work and they'll see what you're talking about,
Yeah, exactly. Hmm.
you know? Um, but that's how you have to do it in this world that we live in. You have to do your own thing.
Hmm.
People are these big companies and corporations, they're making so much money hand over fist. And then the people that have been there all that time who really didn't make nearly as much, and with the price of everything nowadays, people are living check to check. You
Yeah.
can't imagine losing a job after working check to check. People
Hmm.
have children to take care of, mortgages to pay. The houses are, the price of everything is going up, but the salary is not moving.
Yeah.
So, and then it's been shown that people that have their own businesses that are successful, they make way more
Hmm.
than if they're working for a company, because when you're working for a company, you're only going to get what they give you, and you got to hope you get a raise. When you have your own business, you control how much you make.
Yeah.
That's why you end up making so much more.
Hmm.
You make $75,000 at a company, you're only going to make that 75,000. You're not going to make any more than that, because that's all they're going to give you.
Yeah.
But if you have a business, you could make $150,000 a year, and probably more if you're just that good at your marketing and you get more customers, and word of mouth is always the best advertising.
That is true.
So you control what you make.
Hmm.
So yeah, I advise these young people and older people, if you want to start a business and you got to get your marketing, because it takes money to make money when you have a business.
Yeah, it does.
If you're going to sell goods, it takes money to purchase that stuff to sell it.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you're creating something that you can just keep doing over and over again.
exactly. If you work online and you do online digital things, you don't exactly have to spend money on that because you got the program already.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
for
pretty
the
much
most part.
just do it and just have customers
Hmm.
and make money off of that, and you still control that.
Yeah,
You
you still
control how many
control it.
customers you have.
Yeah,
But be good at your craft, and you always have to make sure that you put time into your business. You know, you got to stay on a schedule. You
yeah.
know, if you know you got clients, you got to meet with them on time. You got to be there 10 minutes before they are.
Hmm.
Be, you know, do things on time. Don't be late with projects. Get things done. That's part of the reputation, the whole
Yeah,
reputation. Your reputation, that's part of your marketing, is your reputation.
yeah, it is. And a lot of times, big companies are manipulating you
Hmm.
just all the time. Like if you look at the TV and you see ads for Grady, and they have sad pianos in the back
Oh,
and desaturated filters and stuff. But then you
hmm,
see the medicine commercial come up next, and everyone's singing and dancing and telling you to buy the medication.
right.
It's just the contrast. And
Exactly.
I think if
Exactly.
you learn basic psychology, you can start to break free from a lot of things.
Yeah. Because there's
Because
no reason why people should be dancing down the street about having
even,
type 2 diabetes,
yeah,
you
even
know?
down to the colors, like people like to say that color theory is nonsense
No, it's
and
true.
stuff, but it's true.
You're watching them dance with yellow and baby blue on because
Yeah,
it's beautiful, it's
exactly.
pretty.
Hmm.
You know, you think you're looking at the sun in the sky because they got on baby blue and yellow, but they're
Yeah.
literally dancing down the street. I'm not going to mention any medications because I don't want them coming for the
Hmm.
show. But they're literally running down the street with, type 2 diabetes. There's nothing to dance about,
Yeah.
There's nothing to
Hmm.
dance about.
And even I heard a good one is a McDonald's.
Mhm,
Whenever you're driving somewhere
mhm.
and they put their signs extremely high in the air,
They do.
they want you to see those golden arches,
Yep, from way off yonder. You're
so
gonna
you
see
go
them.
over there.
And then they make sure they do that because they know your children in the back seat's gonna see it
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I don't recommend anybody go there, but I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Y'all do your own research on whether you should go there to eat or not. You decide. It's up
Yeah,
to
it's
y'all.
up to you at the end of the
I'm not
day.
saying that back in the day when Mez wasn't little and his brother wasn't little that we didn't stop off there, but now that we've done our own little research, yeah, we're good.
Hmm.
So
And
I don't wanna be dancing down the street in yellow and blue.
the EU, the EU just passed a thing. I think I saw that they're starting to allow people to put mealworms
Oh God.
in the food, like ground up mealworms.
You know what? I'm not surprised because there was some guy, I forgot his name, but he said something about people should eat bugs. I forgot the name of the person, but he did say something about people will be eating bugs.
That's been a thing for a long time.
That's crazy to me.
People have been saying that you're gonna eat bugs.
Yeah. But you know what? That's here in this country. Now, I'm not saying that people don't eat bugs because honestly, I love Thailand, but they do have a delicacy of eating certain kind of insects.
Yeah, but it's not out of desperation.
Yeah.
Here it's
Yeah.
out of desperation.
Yeah.
They just want more money, so they're gonna put bugs in your food
That's crazy, y'all.
and other things that shouldn't be mentioned,
Right.
probably on YouTube.
Y'all just be a digital nomad and get the heck out.
Hmm.
That's crazy to me. But yeah,
Or
do your own thing, y'all.
or live off the grid and grow your own food. If you're one
True.
person and you enjoy being
Mhm.
being alone, just live
Mhm.
off the grid and grow your own food.
Yeah.
Be self-sufficient.
See, that's part of having your own business. You have time to go out there to your garden and tend to your stuff
Yeah.
in between appointments.
Hmm.
You're not sitting at a cubicle for 8 hours and you can't even get home. And by the time you get home, you're driving through traffic. You're in
Yeah.
traffic for an hour and a half. If you have your own thing and running your own business from your home, in between appointments or whatever, you can go out to your garden and do what you want to do.
Yep.
And you run that whole thing.
Yeah.
That is truly breaking free from the system.
Hmm.
It really, really is.
And the system, I feel like the system gets convoluted with a lot of other people's definitions.
Mm-hmm.
But the system, in my opinion, is just that everything is intentional and everything is designed to keep you under
Pretty much.
control, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So,
Pretty
I
much.
mean, you can look at it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kitchen, for example, we learned that usually they'll put the stove they'll put see how the stove is over there? They'll put
Yeah.
the stove by the entrance just so if your food starts burning, you can just run straight in and go to the left, and your stove is right there. It's easy access
Hmm.
from the living room.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Hmm.
Ah, okay.
So just
Hmm.
everything, and like that goes into stuff like feng shui. Some
Yeah.
people do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and you're saying it's all by design?
It's all by design.
I gotcha.
Hmm.
I gotcha. Yeah, this place is by design. It's almost like what they call the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Remember the Truman Show? It
Yeah.
makes you wonder sometimes, y'all,
Hmm.
if this is the Truman Show. It's
Yeah.
all by design. People are pre-programmed to do things.
It's windy.
Is it raining or is it? Oh, that's the wind.
Yes.
I don't know if y'all heard that, y'all. It is windy outside. I don't know.
Mhm.
Y'all might hear the chimes in the background,
Maybe.
but it is windy outside. That was a big gust of wind.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are pre-programmed. Pre-programmed honestly from birth. That's why they send kids to school.
Yeah.
They send them to school to create worker bees.
Mm-hmm.
They send them to school literally to create worker bees so they can automatically go out here and work for these companies. This is why I do have a little bit of admiration. I have to say admiration, a lot of admiration actually. When we were overseas in Thailand, people were doing their own thing. But at the same time, they were not as restricted as here.
Yeah.
They were over there making their food, selling their food. They had their food carts out there selling their food, selling clothing, selling trinkets. They were doing what they had to do. They weren't pre-programmed. Now, I'm pretty sure they had some companies over there, corporate companies people were working for.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
that's because those people wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they make it seem like you have to do that.
Yeah.
Like you have to work for somebody's company.
I mean, one of the oldest ways that they used to do it is everyone knows the joke about the kid that sets up a lemonade stand and some guy comes along and said, "Do you have a license for that?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like the oldest example in the book.
Right.
Everyone knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
But I will say, there's only certain groups that get that kind of treatment. There were some groups here that, came over the borders and they were opening up their own little, taco
doing
stands and
good.
stuff, and nobody questioned them.
No one said anything.
They didn't say anything. So they only do that whole, do you have a license at your food stand for certain groups?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, other groups come over here and have never been here before, and they get to do what they want to do. But that's a whole other topic for another day.
Yeah.
But do your own thing, young people.
Yeah.
Don't
do
be
your own thing.
pre-programmed,
Mhm.
because it ultimately is a form of slavery.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it is.
having to check in, check out, ask when to go to lunch,
Mhm.
go to the bathroom when you can, ask to go on vacation. And they can tell you no. After you've worked for 3 months straight, they can tell you no, you can't go on vacation. This place is coming away from that.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot changing, y'all. It is a whole lot. We see a whole lot. It was way different looking at what's going on in the media from overseas.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lot different. Now that we're here,
I feel like I can't really see anything now that we're here. It's like everything's getting like, I don't know, it's different from the outside looking in.
it's controlled.
Yeah, it's
They
controlled.
let you see what you want to see.
Mhm.
If you really do want to see it, there's certain channels out there, your Al Jazeera's and Hindustan News, I think it is,
Yeah.
that you can look at to see what's really going on. But yeah, some of the stuff that I see, these planes and everything, y'all, this is craziness.
Mhm.
This is why so many people are leaving, because it's too much.
Yeah.
Starting your own thing is very important. Like we said, the price of everything is going up. The salary's not moving, and we got to see the difference in prices compared to
Yeah.
when we were over there in Southeast Asia. Oh my gosh, we got to save so much money.
Yeah. We
Here-
was paying $44 and some cents for 3 euros a
Yeah,
couple days ago.
$44 for 3 euros. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Meanwhile, over there, it would have probably cost
Maybe, yeah,
$12.
$12 for everyone.
For real.
So,
So you get to see how much money. I don't even want to get takeout. I don't think I didn't get anything. You and
yeah, you didn't get
your
anything.
brother and dad got the gyros. I didn't get anything. And, I don't want my blood pressure to go back up. Everything is full of salt. We really have to shop
Yeah.
very carefully now. We go to I'm pretty sure you could say the names on the channel.
Yeah, you can say the name.
We try to go to Lidl, we try to go to Aldi. I will order some things from Walmart, but it has to be specific things. I'm not gonna get some brands. No meats. Gotta go to the butcher for that.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you're getting good healthy meat.
Yeah.
I only get certain things from Walmart, and I'm not going over a certain amount of money when I go there. But we're really paying attention to how much money we spend on things. And Aldi and Lidl are pretty good as far as not spending too much.
Yeah, just get your essentials from there.
Right. And stay on the perimeter, y'all.
Yeah.
This is another thing. Stay on the perimeter when you go shopping. Don't go in the middle. That's where all of the preservatives and boxed foods are. Stay in a perimeter. That's where if you want to buy meats. Me personally, y'all do what you want to do. I suggest buying meat. See, this is the anything show. We don't went from talking about school and stuff to meats. But I don't recommend. Y'all do what you want to do. Me personally, I don't buy meats from the store. I'll go to the butcher. So if y'all could go to the butcher, even if you end up spending a little bit more, buy your meats from there. But you can have some meatless meals so you don't use it all. That's helping with how that's still kind of related to how the price of everything has gone up, but the salary hasn't. So shop wisely.
Yeah.
On top of having your own garden for your vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now a lot of people are looking into getting chicken coops. Do you know there was a egg heist?
I'm not surprised about that.
I forgot where it was, at some restaurant or something. Somebody stole like $400 worth of eggs. I said either they're taking those eggs to go resell them, or
So they took like 3 dozen eggs.
they cost just that much, right? The $400, yeah. Yeah, it probably was only 3 dozen eggs. That's crazy.
Yeah. And there was just a guy on the news that he has a chicken coop and he was getting, I think they said 100 eggs a day, and he had to limit his customers to 2 dozen eggs per person.
He had to limit?
Yeah.
What, some people were trying to come and buy everything?
Yeah, because of the bird flu.
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
so-
Didn't they say, I heard they're going to vaccinate the chickens themselves.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I
my
don't know.
goodness.
Nature will vaccinate the chickens. You don't
That's
need to do
crazy.
that.
If we can't give y'all vaccines, we're going to give them to the chickens. So y'all be careful with your eggs. I saw this lady on TikTok. She had a dozen 2 yolk eggs. I've only ever cracked one egg that had 2 yolks in it. One time I heard, I think it's 1 out of 100 eggs will have 2 yolks in it. She had a dozen eggs, and every egg had 2 yolks in them.
Yeah.
So y'all be careful. Pay attention to what you're eating.
Yeah, I think everything is getting so blatant that they pretty much think that people are dumb.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's some truth to that, but not everyone is gonna
Right.
stay under that control. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
car prices are so expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's people still getting brand new car leases for like $700 a month,
That's
and then once the
crazy.
lease is over, you just have no car, and that's
That's
it.
crazy. That's crazy.
And then
See, over there, we didn't even need a car.
didn't need a car. We were getting $2 grabs all over the
Man,
place.
nice cars too.
Yeah,
It's
very
like being
nice
chauffeured
cars.
around. That was nice.
Mhm.
Didn't have to
Yeah.
think about a car note. We came back. Well, no, we took care of that, but didn't have to think about car insurance.
Yeah.
You get yourself a nice little Grab for $4. You have a nice SUV driver. They have some nice cars in Thailand, y'all. Folks over there living fat. They had nice cars over there. They
Mhm.
not wanting for anything. They good to go. But yeah, that's I still think about going back, y'all.
Mhm.
Everybody has to have an exit plan. We don't know what's gonna happen in the future. with all of this stuff going on, this is one big reality show.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the whole entrepreneurship, because with being an entrepreneur, depending on what you're doing, you can grab your laptop and go.
Yeah, you can.
You can grab your laptop and go. Y'all make sure you got your passports, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure y'all have your passports renewed. I think I'm going to get mine done, even though I have like a year and a half on it, 2 years. But I don't know. I even suggest people, if you have only a year or 2 years, get it done so you can have a full 10 years.
Yeah.
Get it done over again. You, your children, your spouse, y'all go ahead and get your passports.
Yeah.
Try to start your own business
And
if you can.
I keep saying the word, but I really want to say that everything you do right now depends on whether or not you know a little bit of psychology,
Mm-hmm.
because that's going to let you do a lot more than if you were just walking around blindly
Right.
without knowing anything.
You got to
'Cause
read the room.
read the room, stuff just starts making sense, and then you can build yourself up off of that. It doesn't even have to
Right.
be anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down the other day and just watched probably an hour or two of videos on the way people think.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with the YouTube algorithm too.
Yeah.
People like to prey on the way that others think
Mm-hmm.
for clicks and views. And it's not even that blatant a lot
Wait,
of the
explain
time
that a little bit more. That's interesting. Prey on the way that people,
that they think.
yeah, as far as the click to get clicks and views.
A lot of the time, sometimes people make a tutorial. If you have a tutorial video,
Mm-hmm.
one way to get a lot of clicks and views is to make it seem like the person that's teaching you the thing has some kind of knowledge that nobody else does. So they'll put
Oh.
like, you're not doing this one thing. It's gonna change everything for you.
Oh, so they have the answer.
Yeah, they have the answer.
They have the answer.
And they don't tell you what it is in the title, obviously.
Right.
But they're gonna string you along in the video.
And they
try
probably
to-
tell you towards the end.
Yeah, they tell you towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make it seem like they have the secret that nobody else does. And then
Mm.
also that's combined with like scarcity, because they're the only ones that has it. And it's only one thing that you're doing wrong. And that's
Mm.
what they say.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of clicks and views,
Wow.
and that translates into a lot of money.
And it seems like you really don't get much from it.
You don't really get
don't
much
really get-
from it.
They're just doing a lot of talking,
A lot of talking.
a lot of babble.
Yeah, babble.
Yeah, they just babble throughout the whole thing, and you've listened for a full 45 minutes, and then at the end you're like, what did I really?
Yeah, you didn't get either you didn't get anything, or you got something that everyone else has already
Right.
told you.
But they got their watch hours,
They got their watch hours and they got their money.
so yeah. I don't like that, because you really haven't learned anything. That just seems like kind of like a scammy kind of thing.
it is.
Just shady and scammy, because they're just looking for watch hours, and you really haven't learned anything. I admire those people that really come on to share how they did something successfully,
Yeah.
and they really tell you how they did it. They don't tell you that they have the only secret. They just tell you what worked for them, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll work for you. You know, they don't try to make it seem like they have the secret sauce to make it work,
Yeah.
and then come to find out they really don't.
Yeah. Anyone
just
that's claiming they
not
have
talking.
secret sauce doesn't really have it.
No,
People that have information just give you the information without telling you that they have it.
right?
They just tell you.
Yeah,
So, I mean, and then you have people like Andrew Tate that position themselves as being like a man's man,
Mhm.
and then market themselves to children who are
gosh.
developing into men.
And then we see what
and
happened
then-
with that.
Yeah, you see what happened with that. And then
So-
what's the easiest way to make a teenager interested in what you have to say is if you just show like all your wealth,
Hmm.
pretty much. That's all you really have to do.
Right.
So what?
And that's not good.
Yeah, any 15-year-old would want like 3 Bugattis and 2 Lamborghinis.
That's not good.
But
To
it's
me,
just- it's like
that's
praying.
a little creepy,
It is creepy.
because that's a form of grooming,
Mhm.
and I don't like that. That's making impressionable young people get pulled into what you have to say by you showing them material things.
Yeah.
And you're always going to pull teenagers in by showing them material things, but that's a form of grooming. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That child, that's ultimately a child
Hmm.
that you're pulling into what you have to say. And people that do that on YouTube end up in the situation that Andrew Tate is in now. Now people are looking at him side-eyed.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful when it comes to your children, your teenagers, even young people in
Hmm.
their 20s. You have to be very careful with those kind of people. If they're showing you just money and stuff and cars and all of that, steer away from that. Those people are trying to lure you in.
Yeah, especially if their whole thing is, I have this and I'm gonna show you how you can get it too, with no other information.
Right,
Usually it's either a scam or something you really just don't want to be involved in
right,
for moral reasons.
right. This is where discernment comes in. Just
Hmm.
because you're 15 does not mean that you cannot be taught how to have good discernment.
Yeah.
Back in the day, in ancient times, 15-year-olds were seen as mature.
Yeah.
And nobody looked at them and said, "Oh, you're just a child." We have to, but nowadays it's totally different, but we have to teach our children how to have discernment
Hmm.
and when to know a situation is not a good thing, it's not beneficial for them, it could actually harm them.
Yeah.
So we do have to do that. We have to teach our children, and these people have to be held responsible for what they do. But this is 2025. If y'all notice, everybody's secrets are coming out.
Yeah, they are.
There's no secrets out there people are able to hide.
Hmm.
This is like this is revelations. It means to reveal. It all comes out in the wash. People
Yeah.
will find out what you do. So people out there being shady and
Hmm.
grooming children by way of showing them wealth and all of this stuff, and your secrets will come out.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it to just be a shady person like that. Just be truthful. But some people are just like that.
Yeah. Some people are just like that.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
they think they'll never get caught until they do.
yeah, like the one guy,
I
the
don't even want to say names on here, but give me a hint.
that guy, I don't
Who?
know how to, huh?
Who?
The rapper.
Oh, take that, take that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah, everybody, but that was an open secret. That was really an open secret. But when you
Hmm.
have money like that, you can have open secrets. People
You
don't say
can.
anything, but you know what? People may not know what you're doing in the background, but guess who does? The
Hmm.
man upstairs. He sees everything and he's going to bring
Especially,
all your dirt out. And I'm here for it.
I remember when he was in trial and that video came out of him in the office screaming like, I get what I want,
Oh,
whatever I
yeah.
want, I get. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, that's, you're
Mm-hmm.
pretty much off your rocker for
Right.
doing that. He was smashing computers,
Yeah, yeah.
talking about I get what I want. I'm like, okay.
You get what you want, and then he's getting what he's gonna get now. The
Yeah.
Most High sees everything. Even if it seems like it's taking 20, 30 years for people to get what they're gonna get, you reap what you sow. It might take 20 years, but boy, I tell you, when
Hmm.
that judgment comes and everybody sees your dirt,
Yeah.
there's even people having dirt being brought up after they have passed on and transitioned to wherever they go.
Yeah.
Even their dirt is coming out. You're not going to be allowed to pass on and people not find out your dirt. They will still find out your dirt even when you're not here on this plane of existence anymore.
Yep.
So what are people really going to say about you once you have passed on?
Hmm.
Are we going to keep it real, or are we going to talk about how good of a person they were? They
Yeah.
were a one that people got to stop doing that. Now we're on to a whole other topic. But this is pretty cool.
Hmm.
People have to stop making it seem like just because people have transitioned that they were a good person on earth if they really were not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better just to not say anything at all. Take it as a lesson. That's what they did back in the day. If they know that person was not a good person and they passed on, everybody pretty much had an idea about where that person went.
Yeah.
And it made them look at themselves and say,
Pretty
am I
much.
doing right?
Everyone should do that.
Actually, there was a story about that. The two people that passed in a plane that just went down, I think here in Georgia, like yesterday. Did you hear about that one?
No. Oh, you sent it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Come to find out, the two people in that plane that passed were two people that were doing some shady stuff to this one brother. The brother let the guys, the guy and his wife move into the house. Next thing you know, they were trying to take his property. I don't know if they had adopted him as he's a black man. I think they may have adopted him when he was a child, but he let them move in and they started doing these psychological games on him and stuff. And he was recording it. They tried to take his property. They took his animals. I think they did take his property. They were horrible to him and they had a lot of money and they were getting away with all this stuff, going to court, and the judges were just letting them get away with it. Guess what, y'all? They are no longer with us. They went down in that plane. I don't know if they had time to repent for what they did, but we should take that as a lesson. And not only did the plane go down, remember I told y'all that once you transition, your dirt will come out? That man was doing some nefarious stuff. Y'all will find out what it is. I don't have to give the names, but they'll talk about it more. Or you can find out on TikTok.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Do your own research.
Look it up. Do your own research. You'll find out on TikTok.
Yeah.
Their last name was like Hardy. You'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's dirt's coming out. So be a good person, y'all. In 2025, be a good person.
Yeah.
Cause
Be a good person.
oh, make sure you don't put your hands in that. I got some stuff I ordered off of TikTok. Yeah.
TikTok. Huh?
Doggone TikTok. Y'all be getting me buying chocolate bars on there. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That chocolate bar that's on there that's full of pistachio, it's good. It's real good. So if y'all see that on there, it's a big chocolate bar. But y'all try it out. It's good though. Real
You can
good.
make it
Packaged
yourself.
up nice. Huh?
You make it yourself.
No, you can actually buy it.
Oh.
You can buy it already made.
Doesn't it melt in the mail?
No, when they send it to you here, this is free advertisement. So they send it to you in the mail in like a little foam box, and it has 2 little freezy packs in it.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't melt. Now, if you receive it they're sending it. I don't know if they send it to you from the Middle East. I think they do. But it's cold. It's cold here in our state where we live right now. So, if it's sitting on in the front at your front door, it'll be fine. But if they're sending it from the Middle East, it's, unless they send it at night. Because over there, we stopped off in Qatar and it was cold at night. But, it's desert. So, but it was cold. I don't know if we talked about, no, we didn't talk about Qatar.
No, we didn't.
It was nice, y'all. It was nice. I mean, it's kind of,
It was okay.
yeah,
It was okay.
it's different. It's a cultural thing.
You get a little sense of unease.
A little bit of unease
A little bit.
due to some of the history.
Yeah.
Of
It's pretty obvious too. I mean, you can just see it with a search.
Just do the history.
This is kind of related, but not really. But Qatar has one of the lowest, I think it's female to male ratios in the world. So I think
So
it's
we'll
like,
just kind of beat around the bush on what you can research on there.
yeah. But I mean, the percentage is like 25% women, I think. 24
wow.
or 25. So
Wow.
and that leads into other things.
Yeah.
You can just look that up yourself.
Yeah, just do your own research on the history of Qatar. A little bit of unease, but we were only there overnight, and the people were quite nice. We're not going to name the hotel. We don't want to put them on blast.
No.
But they were very nice, very accommodating. Very accommodating. It was a lot of dudes there, but very accommodating.
Yeah.
2 people came to help us, and all of a sudden it was like 15 at the desk. We're like, where all these
I
people
don't know
come?
what.
All these men come from? But okay.
I don't know.
But they were very nice. But we stayed overnight. I don't know
Yeah.
necessarily if I would go. Like I said, it's cultural difference. I'm not going to down on anybody's culture. It's different.
It's very
I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it. Everybody's kind of abrupt and doing their own thing, and it's different, y'all. But y'all research on it. Some people might like it. Some people have gone to Dubai and really like it.
Well, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
And there's some things that happen in Dubai. Yeah. There's some things.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm pretty sure people know what we're talking about when we talk about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But other than that, yeah, we'll have some more adventures where we travel overseas again.
Mhm.
Depending on what goes on in this crazy place. But yeah, y'all. To my people, y'all keep resting. I don't even have to go into a detail with that.
Yeah.
Keep resting, y'all. We taking care of ours for a change. We've done so much for everybody. It's time for everybody to take care of themselves and learn how to do it on their own. So continue to rest, y'all. Look into starting your businesses. Now that we're resting, we can
Mhm.
look into that kind of thing. We can look into the kind of job that we want to do. Do we want to do graphic design
Yeah.
and really enjoy what it is that we do? You know,
Yeah.
take time for you and your families. There's a lot going on, but we have faith and we pray and we know everything is going to be okay. Everybody just has to take care of themselves. We've done enough and we're good.
Yeah.
So we'll be all right. We gonna be all right. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Yeah.
What they talking about? They talking about nothing. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Yeah, that halftime show, y'all. Maybe we'll talk about that at another time. But that was good.
We can talk about that tomorrow.
To the people that knew what he was talking about,
Mhm.
y'all good. To the people that didn't,
Stop trying to act like you knew.
right? Y'all gonna be all right.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right.
That was good.
This was good, y'all. This was good. Take heed to what we say. Start your own thing. Start your own thing. Be your own boss. That's important. Be your own boss. Create your wealth. Most importantly, pray and stay in touch with the Father. He gonna cover you. You'll be fine.
Mhm.
You'll be fine. All right, y'all.
All right.
We good to go.
Good to
Until
go.
next time, we'll check y'all later. Be blessed.